Hi guys, I'm Megan Brightwood and welcome to my channel. So on this channel we talk a lot about knitting and today's video is going to be no exceptions. It's going to be my June knitting update. But before I get into that, I want to share something that I'm going to try to do in these upcoming videos. So I'm going to make an effort at really only wearing my hand knit sweaters so that you know that there's a pattern for everything that I'm wearing, and I will tell you what that pattern is. So today's sweater pattern is the Balloon Cardigan by Petite Knit, and I love Petite Knit's patterns just in general. I think I've made probably 15 of them, and I'm hoping to do a top 10 list of Petite Knit's patterns, but I haven't quite gotten around to that video yet, so you can be on the lookout for it, but it's not been filmed. Anyway, right now. So this sweater was really fun to make. I started in the back with the button placket, and then you pick up stitches so that you can do the cardigan. It's all worked seamlessly. You don't have to pick up stitches for this placket edge. It works out really nicely. So this particular one is made out of a Malabrigo sock yarn in the colorway Sandbank, which is a really pretty taupey color with just a hint of pink in it. I think it makes it really fun, very summery and beachy, which is kind of the vibe that I'm going for. And take a look at these sleeves. I love the balloon look to these. It just makes it really kind of fun and casual, but still sort of elegant at the same time. So I absolutely love this sweater, but let's get into what I've been making the past couple weeks here. So I do have a couple of finished objects, and the first one is the Emma top by Suzanne Mueller. I'm sure if you guys have been watching these videos, you were expecting something else, and we will get there. But right now, I wanted to talk to you about this. So this is a tank top that I recently finished. And like I said, it's by Suzanne Mueller. It is the Emma top, and it is made out of a Cascade Hampton yarn in the colorway white. Really fun design. So it's worked from the bottom up in a half brioche rib, which is not a technique that I have ever done. Every time that I've done anything brioche, I always think, oh, I should do more of that. That's a really fun technique. And then I don't do it, but it's so much fun and the effect is really cool, but I don't know, I don't do it enough. But anyway, it does have some really fun shaping here. So if I can turn it to the side, it does have a little side slit there. It is worked piecewise, so you do have to do some seaming, and my seams on this were not great. You can definitely see where they are, but I don't really mind that on this. It's kind of a fun, just casual top in general, so a little bit of haphazard work isn't really too big of a deal. And it does also have a really nice V-neck here, and there is an option to do a different back so that it goes up a little bit higher, but I ended up doing just two front pieces and putting them together, which I think is really nice. I really like it, but there is an option for a different back. So with this, the way that I really like to wear this is with a pair of distressed denim shorts, and then I'll do a little French tuck in the front. And it's a really fun summery look just on its own. And because it's made of that Hampton yarn, which is a cotton and linen blend, it does breathe really well, so you're not going to be sweating in this and having a weird sensation going on your body with the hot weather where you're sweating up top and everything else is pretty good. But really loved this little tank top. It's really fun and kind of in style right now. I've seen a lot of influencers wearing knitted tank tops, which I think is a really fun trend. So that was my first finished object, and I do have another one, and I'm sure you're all hoping that this is what it is. It is the Svenson Pullover by Jared Flood. So I have been working on this for ages. I wanted to make it for my husband for his birthday, and unfortunately I did not get it done in time for that, so we did it for Father's Day instead, and I love how this turned out. It does fit him very well. I did get a little nervous right towards the end that it was going to be too thin, because I did have to do a lot of sizing changes. He is thinner than the written instructions allow. And so I had to do a little bit of math, which you can kind of tell. This is a Brooklyn tweed pattern, and they are very technical patterns. They're very precise on pretty much everything. And you can kind of tell, particularly right in here, that there's something off, but it's not that big of a deal to me, really. So I'm gonna call it good. But yeah, so much cabling on this guy. It's amazing. It looks really nice on my husband too. So yeah, this is the Svenson Pullover by Jared Flood, and it is also a piecewise constructed project. So you do the back, the front, both sleeves, and then you seam it all together and put the neckband on. So very intense project, but pretty happy with how it turned out. The one thing that I noticed while I was seaming it, and I don't think that it's something that anyone else would notice, is that somehow right in, where is it? Right here on the sleeve, I changed direction on my herringbone cable here. So it went the wrong way. These stitches are supposed to be going outwards, and instead they're going inwards, which looks a little bit weird, but Joe didn't notice, and I don't think anyone else will notice that either. So I'm gonna call it good, and I'm not re-knitting that. But my Svenson pullover is complete, and I'm gonna take a break on men's sweaters for a little bit here because, oh my goodness, they are so much work. So I do have a couple of projects that I've been working on, but I didn't start anything new. I've kind of gotten it in my head that I just want to finish everything that I've got going and then start on something new rather than start on something new while I've got a bunch of other stuff going. Does that make sense? But the first thing that I'm actually going to share with you, I haven't worked on at all in the past couple weeks. It's the Holly dress by Pernille Larsen, and this is made out of a Cascade Heritage yarn, and I don't remember the colorway. I would guess that it's probably like light pink, ballet pink, pink, something like that. They have pretty basic names for their colorways, which I kind of like, but yeah, haven't worked on this at all. I will probably get a lot done on it in the next couple weeks here because, like I said, I want to get everything that I've got going done before I start working on anything else. And the last project that I wanted to share with you, I'm so close to done. So then I'll just have the Holly dress and I'll probably make a lot of progress on it. Anyway, the last project that I wanted to share with you is my Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry, and this will be a little bit difficult for me to show you because I'm working on the sleeves and I'm doing them concurrently, so it's a little tricky. But anyway, this is what it looks like. So it has a reverse stockinette detail all over the front and back, and then it has this faux seam going through the front and the back. And it also has a split seam here, if I can turn it to the side, and the bottom hem goes down a little bit further than the front, which I think is really cool. It is a really nice detail when they have the bottom hem go just a little bit further, I think. And that wouldn't be difficult to incorporate in a lot of patterns. It's just not something that I see a whole lot. So anyway, yeah, the rest of this sweater, it does also have a ribbed detail on the top and a boat neck sleeve with a tubular cast off edge. And when I was doing this cast off edge, I realized that I've been doing the tubular cast off wrong for quite a while, and I don't know why I didn't notice that I was doing it wrong. So you do 2 rows before you cast off where you knit and then you slip, and then you knit, and then you slip for 1 row, and then you do kind of the opposite on the other. So if you are working in the round, I think you would go, what, slip, purl, slip, purl, slip, purl? Is that right? I don't remember, but yeah, you work 2 rows before you cast off. And I had just been casting off. It's a much nicer edge if you don't do that. And I did also notice that it's the same kind of thing when you're doing a cast on edge. It makes a huge difference. I don't know why I was doing it wrong for so long, But yeah, that is a much neater edge. I really like that. And then you can kind of see in the back, I've got my sleeves going concurrently, and there is a reason to this. So I have one skein of this colorway left, and there does seem to be a lot of variation in dye lots with this yarn. So rather than trying to match dye lots, I just decided that I would knit the sleeves together so that if I ran out of yarn before the sleeves were finished, I wouldn't have to worry about them being different sizes or anything. They would just be done. So yeah, I think that I'll be okay. I've gotten pretty close to the end of the sleeves and I've got a good amount left, so I should be okay. But I have played a lot of games of Yarn Chicken recently and not come out the winner. So on this one, I just don't feel like tempting anything. So anyway, that is going to do it for my June knitting update. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you have been working on as well in the comment section down below. I always love looking at new patterns and just seeing what other people are looking at as well. So I think that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!